Welcome back to another episode of After Effects. After. Now y'all know, y'all been rocking with us for months. So y'all know when we come on here,
usually it's Miss Sutton being missy.
lies. We kicking straight facts, pure, unadulterated. If your feelings get hurt, that sounds like something you need to fix. Because I'm not accountable for how you feel.
Yep.
But my job in this is to try to help, heal, and encourage you to move forward. So with that being said, we're going to introduce tonight's panel. We got the Mr. Sutton, King Solomon.
What up?
And we got Miss Yanni Yan.
What's up, everybody?
So today's topic, falsified expectations.
Can I put a disclaimer out there? This subject was not chosen by me, so I have nothing to do with nothing. But if I am asked a question, I will give you the truth.
So, let's kick it like this, straight facts.
Oh, Father.
When you go into a relationship and you start telling people you gotta have...
Oh, Jesus.
Let's start with the women, because I see a lot of women been feeling some type of way lately. So, we gonna kick it like this. These men that come talking about you got a body made wrong. I can't talk to you. Your hair too nappy. You got too much weave in your head.
Father.
You got too much makeup on. You don't have on enough clothes. You don't have enough money in your bank account for me. You too independent.
Yeah.
Because if you don't act like a damsel in distress, he don't want you. If you make more money than him, you done squashed his ego.
Not in all cases.
Lord Jesus.
You hitting below the belt, ain't you?
I'm keeping all the way a buck. If a woman make more money than men in today's society, they feel like their balls have been handed to them. Why is that? Because, I'm supposed to be a provider, but how are you providing on your PlayStation 5 all day? I'm trying to understand this.
Again, I did not choose this topic. I wasn't even informed of what it was until a few seconds ago.
But I'm being honest. You got more men now that's sitting at home talking about I'm babysitting my kids. And what is babysitting your own children? I have not been able to figure that out. So you mean to tell me us women are full-time parents but men are babysitters? So you clock in and out on your children. That's what you saying.
I'm going to just finish drinking my Dr. Pepper.
I'm just saying. You a man. Make that make sense. How do you babysit your own kids? I could have sworn that was called parenting. And then what is this with, the woman had the kids, so they should get up in the middle of the night to feed them because I don't have the equipment to feed them, so you ain't never heard of a bottle. How are you afraid? You laid down, climbed on top of me. I didn't get myself pregnant. I didn't even know that was possible. Whew. But I'm the only one to get up in the middle of the night with this little booger.
Fellas, I've been trying to figure out how to help us out, but I can't. So I'm telling you right now, do not email me. Don't Instagram me. Nothing. Because unfortunately, The ugly truth is, she's not lying.
And I'm sorry, I gotta barge in,
Okay.
but a male cannot do half of the stuff that us females do.
Come through.
But it's not an excuse for you to be able to do it. You cannot tell me, look me in my face and tell me I'm not waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. But you woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning to, okay. But you can't wake up 5 o'clock in the morning to get your kids. You can wake me up in the middle of the night out of my sleep to get some.
Oh, but no, Miss Yanni. The excuse is, I don't know what to do. I don't have a mother's touch. I can't do that. Oh, or the ego. My job is to provide.
Why you take care of the kids?
While you take care of the kids. So, you mean to tell me I didn't take care of myself to get them here? Because the last time I checked, going DJ don't produce no kids. So, you mean to tell me that I didn't take care of myself to get them here, but I'm going to raise them by myself, so I'm going to be in a relationship as a single parent?
And that's possible.
Oh, that's 99% across the board. 99.999% of women are single parents in relationships. They the ones getting up playing doctor. They the ones calling off of work to go when the child is sick, when the school call. They can call you all day. Oh, the school call. Oh, well, baby, you go ahead and handle that. What you mean? So you mean to tell me I gotta miss money, but you not willing to miss money? On my personal favorite, I saw this. Baby daddy got a whole car, but the baby mama on the bus with the kid. Lord help me understand that.
Why am I taking the bus to the doctor's appointment and your car sitting in that driveway?
Why am I calling Uber when you got a car? But these is the expectations. You expect me to be your mama, be your mistress, and be your wife.
Your maid.
Wash your dirty drawers.
You left out one.
Cook.
You know what? As much as I would love to argue, I can't. I can't argue for the simple fact that as a man, I am appalled. Because we put ourselves in that situation. The white man didn't do it. Black man didn't do it. We put ourselves in that situation. Why? Because, perfect example. We want her to be our God, our mammy,
Yep.
our wife,
Fat.
side piece,
And your prostitute.
and our prostitute in 1 hour. But we're not willing to rub their feet, to wash clothes, to help clean up the house,
What you mean that's a woman's job?
help raise our kids.
You carry them.
You
Yeah.
better. You know how to be. You know how to be a mom. So
and show them what love looks like.
Oh no, because having your baby, postpartum depression ain't real.
As a man,
Being tired ain't real.
I can say that my entire life, I've never saw what a real husband looked like. But my apostle, who I think the world of, my pastor, my guy, showed me and had me read. Listen again, fellas. For every A clause, there's a B clause. everything that she's supposed to do, from submitting, which word I really hate, but it's there, submitting to doing whatever her husband tell her to. My guy, my brother, my main man, pots and pans. The B clause says I have to submit to her when she on and when she off. If you don't understand what I'm saying by that, go back to school, roughly around 5th grade, take a health class. They explain women go through situations once a month. We have not demonstrated for decades and centuries the B clause. I tripped my wife out 72 hours after we moved in together, after our marriage. She said, don't worry about nothing. I clean the whole entire house when I get home from work. Because that's what a wife do. But again, she didn't understand the B clause either. But she does now. When she came home, although I was sitting on the steps and halfway choked myself out, don't ask me about how I did it. Just know that when she came home, the house was clean. The clothes was folded up on the couch. I couldn't breathe. I had to get in the inhaler. But the house was clean.
Another saying that I honestly do not agree with is a relationship is supposed to be 50-50.
What is
A
that?
relationship is supposed to be 100% and 100%.
Can you explain to me, because I'm older than you and I still don't understand what 50-50 means.
Basically, it's you give half and I give half to make 100.
Okay, so where's the other half?
It's I can't explain it because I don't understand the 50-50 rule. I go by 100%. You supposed to give your all in a marriage relationship. You supposed to give your all. So I can't give you half and expect you to give me half to make 100. When we both supposed to come in this relationship 100 and 100.
Yeah.
Ain't no such thing as 50-50.
Listen,
It's 100-100.
You've been around us long enough. Y'all still laugh at me this particular day. Remember the day that you and your auntie went out shopping and came back and y'all could smell the ammonia and pine salt from down the street? But I was sitting
Sorry to correct you, ammonia and bleach, which you are not supposed to mix together. I took biology and chemistry. You're not supposed to mix those two substances together.
But the house was clean.
Very. And very, very deftly.
I had the windows open.
For once.
Those chemicals do not need to be mixed. But I do appreciate you for cleaning the house.
Thank you.
Because other men will wait till we get off work to clean.
I don't get it.
For us to clean. But
This is what fellas, you know what? Forget it. I'm going ham. Hate me if you want to. Don't care.
Just don't unsubscribe.
Yeah, please. Like the women is doing, I still need y'all to support the channel. Please, I'm trying to get my listeners up. But I gotta say this because if I don't, I won't be able to look at myself in the mirror. But here's the thing, man. If you are at home and that woman goes out and she works all day, why do you expect for her to come home to cook, clean, prepare your food, and ride you like a stallion?
Oh, but wait a minute though. That's the expectation. The expectation is, I don't care what you do, you just better not slack in that bedroom. And this is what I can't understand. One, if I'm in love with you, I'm not gonna slack anyway. But I live in a physical body.
Well, you know what? I didn't really want to do this. But fellas, I used to work at a laundromat, which a lot of y'all don't know how to do. That's a problem for me. However, there's a lot of conversations that happens in a lot of laundromats, starting from some of y'all being as up there as horses and ain't as good as a tiny tot.
You gotta blame some of these mamas too, because they be treating these men like they kids and they still be folding their clothes, so when they get into a relationship they expect the wife to do it because they so used to their mama doing everything for them.
I have never understood that. Why is it now? This is where
My mama had me at 5 years old doing everything.
I'm just saying, but
1990.
but this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have real live women out here who make a clear, defined line between their sons and their daughters. They teach their daughter how to cook, how to clean, because the mindset is, if I teach you this, then you go achieve a good man who gonna pay your bills. But then we take our sons and we take our daughters and train our daughters to take care of our sons.
You know what?
And I'm like, what are you doing?
But you know what was crazy? And you remember this? Because we showed you this. There's this thing on YouTube now called Apple Text.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget this episode because I think all of us were sick to our stomach.
Oh, Lord.
You know where I'm going with this? So, this dude
was dating a girl
in college. His mama taught him everything. And when I said everything, we mean everything. So one night, they had a rendezvous. Next day, he broke up with the girl. She called and asked, "Why'd you break up with me?" Because he specifically stated, "Because you ain't as good as my mama." Let that sink in. I don't care where your mind went, it sounded exactly like we said.
And despicable. I don't understand
But
that.
you're right, because fathers, they treat their sons how to get as many as you can and put a lot of notches on your belt. However, what they do not teach you is that there are some notches out there by the name, I ain't gonna use her name, but she was an old neighbor of mine. She was in the hood. If you ever stayed on 930 Steinway in Cleveland, then you know exactly who I'm talking about. There was a dude that's named after a certain duration that you can go in a certain way. He thought that he could put her as a notch. And he would get drunk, they would get drunk, and he would hit her. Well, because I don't know where this woman got her strength from or where she was. But this dude was forever paying for new truck windows. This dude, he would get drunk and hit her. And by the time he got to the bottom step, I don't know where these bricks be laying. But by the time he got in the middle of the street on 93rd, she had launched that mug like she was a football quarterback. I mean, she was better than Peyton Manning and Ben Roethlisberger. This was a Hail Mary. Like, I ain't never seen nobody throw a brick like this before. She throw that brick from her porch, and it will always land smack in the middle of his windshield and tore the frame out. One day she got mad at him. I was in the truck with him. Don't know why I was in the truck with him, but she threw that brick. And I saw it coming. So naturally, I did what they taught me in school at the time. I put my hands over my head and jumped. And I'm glad I did. Because she shattered and took out the whole window. He called her a bunch of female dogs. But the point was, he never did it again until they got drunk. But he always made sure it was at least before payday or after he got his income tax. But he wouldn't do it any other time. Why am I saying this? Because let's just face facts, fellas. All games aside, we do not submit to our wives at all. We got videos, gotten women bowing down while we eating. Okay, cool. If she gonna do that, according to the B clause in the Bible, when she get ready to eat, I want you on your knees, bowing down and calling her Lord and stuff while she eat. Don't request of her what you're not willing to do.
Exactly.
It's biblical.
And that be the problem right there for me. It be these, oh, well, like I had somebody tell me before they got into a relationship, a certain individual decided that it was a good idea to ask about a credit score and do a credit check.
You know what? I have never understood that, but you're absolutely right. A lot of people doing it. Like, and I got a question for both of y'all. What's this new thing now? If we get married, we gotta live in two separate houses, or I can't take your last name.
I don't know, because I could have sworn I got married for all the right reasons. The B clause on that is, if I'm gonna sit up here and be how do I want to put this?
We raw in cut.
If I'm gonna be your lifelong pinky, if I'm gonna bear your children, that's unacceptable. How are you even comfortable? So you mean to tell me that it's a joke running around? You done produced all these kids, and all the kids got the daddy's last name.
But you don't.
And you the only eyeball out.
Y'all been together for, let's see, your oldest child is 18. So y'all oldest child is 18, and they all got daddy's last name, but you don't. So, matter of fact, I just seen this on Instagram. All the kids is grown. I'm talking about in they almost 30s. And the father just proposed to the mother.
And I would have proposed saying no. And this is what I'm saying. But you got people who think, oh, well, I got a good thing right here. So why complicate it by getting married? Or marriage is just a piece of paper. No, I'm sorry. If I'm sitting up here giving you 100%, then what I'm gonna need is that 100%. My husband, almost 4 years into this day, still talk about I lied to him. So let me tell y'all this story.
I don't care what you say.
All right, so I ain't about to sit up here and play for the podcast like we did everything biblical.
No.
Okay, because like most human beings, I had to test drive my permanent vehicle.
Robbery is more the word.
But the one thing I would not do until we got married was cook. Now, I told him I knew how to cook, but it wasn't until about day 5 in our marriage that...
Really a week later.
5 days, 7 days, still a week. But
I'm counting statistics.
Anyway, so I get in the kitchen, you guys. I done made homemade mashed potatoes with sour cream and chives. I done some smothered pork chops. I done took corn on the cob. Done chopped them babies down. We having corn on the cob. And I done popped and did some biscuits with some homemade gravy for dinner. He walks in the kitchen. He said, what the? I'm like, what? I told you I knew how to cook. He is like, no, you lied to me.
Okay, pause. Now, for the folks that's here in Cleveland, I'm putting this questionnaire on this specific podcast. Ready? Here you go. How many women that say they from Cleveland can cook?
Well, we know people who got bamboozled into getting married, and the first thing they told you was that they didn't know how to cook.
I'm gonna plead the fifth because I heard about that atrocity. I experienced some of that atrocity, and I could say without 100% certain, ain't no way in hell.
So my whole thing is, I mean, at least you got the full package. But then that goes back to what I'm saying with these expectations. You expect this individual to give you everything because in your mind, giving them everything is a way to prove that they marriage material. In this token, you ain't trying to marry them in the first. You just want the benefit and still sleep around.
I've got a question for the people out there.
What up?
When you are in a relationship,
Yep.
do you feel like that person has to play the marriage role in a relationship?
I've never understood exactly what the hell that meant. So
It's an interview.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it all the way above. It's an interview.
Dating is an interview to see if they're going to be a life partner.
But this is what I tell people. Stop getting into relationships without the expectation of commitment. Because the problem is...
You know, you just cuss right there.
Because the problem is you done went from Joe to John to Jackie to Paul to Samantha to Sam. Oh, it's Samantha that turned into Sam and then that turned back into Samantha.
But here's the craziest...
Polly then became Paul.
Here's the craziest thing, though. Because they about to whole ban me because I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You ready? That's why when the relationship don't work, who is the first person they run to? Child support. Welfare office. And then what I am advocating for, and at some point I need for folks to do this. If I tell you in the beginning that all you is a piece, or I don't want no long-term relationship with it, you cannot force me to pay child support on a kid that you sucked me into.
But here comes the debate with this.
Debate.
Let's get it.
Debate.
First of all, I didn't beg you to sleep with me. I didn't tell you to concoct all these lies talking about you allergic to condoms. You can't feel it. If it don't fit, you must have quit. I didn't tell you to spit none of them.
I pulled out and no, you didn't.
No, you did.
Well,
and for the ones that don't know, pre-cum can't get you pregnant.
Yes, it can.
So don't come to me later on talking about what you didn't want when you ain't had no problem with sliding up in it.
Okay, how about this? How about they do use protection? The turkey baster, the holes in the condom.
Okay.
And impregnate themselves. And it was proven But because the courts is 99% on the woman's side, he still has to pay.
Now, on that net, I'm sorry. To me, that's male rape. Yes, I said it. That is male rape. If you purposely impregnate yourself, that's rape.
Now they got a term called reproductive abuse now. It's not talked about. It's when a man impregnates a female to pretty much not ruin her life, but to trap her. That's called reproductive abuse. That's like, oh, I'm going to get her pregnant so she can't do this, so she can't do that, so her life can be on hold. That's reproductive abuse.
I know. I do got a question, though. And y'all know where I'm about to go with this. Man. So how I'm going to word this. We were just talking about the turkey baster. Mm-hmm. We were just talking about it impregnating selves.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Which is rape.
Yeah. But here, what about this one? And you know what I'm talking about, the video. We have a relationship. Mm-hmm. We good. I know you got 3 kids already. But me and you fool around. We have a baby. Something happened in the relationship, don't work. So, my child calls and say, Daddy, I'm hungry.
Falsified expectations. Come on with it.
And I come through with some McDonald's for my kid. Or, there's another video. We go on a date. And me and you on this date. Mm-hmm. You tell me when I'm getting ready to pay for the bill, because I took you out, I gotta feed the 4 people back at your house.
Now, I'm gonna keep it all the way above. I'm sorry, but this is why having multiple different kids by multiple different people was never written.
And you cannot hold that man responsible for your kids. It's still your responsibility to feed your kids at the end of the day, whether the father doing it or not. So don't have that new man that come into your life when y'all two have your own separate kid. You cannot push your other kids on him because you feel like, especially if y'all in a relationship. Now, a blended family, that's a whole totally different situation.
Yes.
But as a relationship and you're trying to push this man on your other kids because you know for a fact that he's a good father to your kid that you have with him, do not give him that responsibility to take care of other kids because you say, oh, well, I know my other kids, dad ain't SHIT, so I know this is a good man, and him being the man, he might be willing to do that. But some men, oh no, I'm only feeding my kid. I'm not about to do that.
But my whole thing is this.
And I know you know what I'm talking about because she took the food and threw it on him in his face.
Yeah, she did. But when I say this, yeah, she was dead wrong for that. Because here's my thing. If you as the father feed one of my kids, guess what? That's less food that gotta come out of what? My pocket. So, but for me, personally as an individual, there is no way I can take one kid food and not bring enough for the other kids, whether they're mine or not. Because to me, that's showing favoritism, that's showing division, that's creating sibling rivalry. There is a lot that's going in there. Now, he's not obligated.
Nope.
But there is a way to do that. Because the way I would have done it is say I only had enough money to feed my kid.
Right.
Then I'm going to say, hey, bring my kid outside.
Oh, remember he did ask if he could come sit in the car, and she got to acting stupid.
I'm going to say bring my kid outside. Now, this is the problem. Let's talk about it. Me and don't take ownership for creating bitter baby mamas.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when she get to acting stupid, busting out your windows, slashing your tires, causing all kind of problems, nothing clicks to say, what can I do? Ooh, let me help you.
Well, before you go into that, let me jump in there and interject. We only talking to a certain amount, so don't talk about all you women are bitter baby mamas because, however, some of y'all put yourself in that bitter category because if that dude been good to you, because I got on the men on a couple of episodes ago and said if you ain't been doing right, don't expect for her to give up anything or open anything. But I'm telling you ladies, if you know that dude has been good to you,
Look,
has been.
wait a minute. Let her get the juice.
If he been good to you, y'all put yourself in that bitter category by knowing you tell this guy that you pregnant and he been good to you, but he find out somewhere between 7 to 9 months that you've been sleeping around with either one of his family members, his boys, or your ex-baby daddy, but you still want him to sign the birth certificate form, and you got the nerve to be angry. You done set his stuff on fire, called the police on him, but the DNA test read, which we saw, he ain't the father. So now you gotta pay for all that stuff, the windows, the clothes, and everything you did, and you willingly knew you cheat on him.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, let's keep it real. These men come in and play with these women.
Yeah.
Literally play with them. And then please don't get me with the whole emotional attachment stuff that come with being sexually involved with something.
What?
And then you want to sit up there and you want to sleep with her and you want to sleep with her, and then this will get me, oh well, I cheated on you because you wouldn't cook me no dinner at 2:00 in the morning.
It goes back.
Excuse you?
It goes back because we're getting ready to get into that for a second. The whole what you call them doggone things? Coffee tablets. Yeah, we about to talk about that. Number one, if that woman works the same amount of hours you work, I repeat, if she works the same amount of hours you work, but you get off later than she does. Say she get off at 5 and you don't get off till 11:30 or midnight. She has the right to come home, put the kids to bed, and go to sleep. Because I'm not gonna lie. If I was in her place and you wake me up, anything past 11:30.
Talk about cooking your food.
Talking about cooking your food and to make sure I can give you a time of your life. I'm telling you right now.
I'm gonna be doing time.
I'm saved, sanctified, and Kentucky fried. But I'm telling you, I will go from being a Holy Ghost Christian to a convicted felon in the span of the second you come in the driveway.
Ooh, Lord.
Let me repeat this.
No.
If you wake me up after I done been home with the kids for a couple of hours and they are asleep, and you call and tell me to get up and cook you some food,
Come on.
and to make sure I'm ready to give you a time of your life, please have the police meet you in the driveway.
I gotta say, I just, this been just weighing on my mind.
Because if the fact that you come in that house, I will tell my kids, I love you. Keep God with you. Stay strong. And me and you is gonna burn that house down. Johnny?
This has been weighing on my mind since we are speaking about this specific topic.
Yeah, these expectations.
I don't
What
understand.
is it with these men and females where they know that their spouses are out there cheating on them, but they don't care because as long as the household is being taken care of?
I got you covered. You want to know the truth?
No.
I'm gonna give you the real. I'm asking you.
Yep.
Do you want to know the truth?
Yes, I need to know.
Put your seatbelt on. Put your seatbelt on in your car seat and use some Gorilla Glue. The reason why it's so acceptable, because for one or two reasons. They really good between the sheets.
No.
I said one or two reasons.
That's not even a reason.
Technically, for some, that's all that's needed is a wet behind. Sadly, that is the case. You can Google that. And
But if you out here cheating in the first place,
yeah, right.
why would you need to come back to me to do that?
Because, and here's my point. I'm glad you brought it. Because if you making a nice fat check and you can take care of home really, really good, sadly, women are taught at a younger age just like me.
So now I'm crying to the doctor's office because I'm burning and I got something I can't get rid of.
Uh-huh.
So it was all that was worth that.
I'm telling you right now, women are taught at a younger age. And Miss Sutton will tell you, I'm not lying. They teach women this. If he got a good job and he can take care of the house and he making a lot of green, I don't care what he does. Beat, cheat, whatever. You accept it.
I'm sorry.
But
My personal opinion on this
Is you got me.
there is no way that the comforts of my home is gonna be my battleground.
But
Because
I got you. But let me explain this. Because the game is given two different ways by the same person. While mama is teaching her girls what to accept, sadly, because daddy is in the factories or in the fields or all playing with the stripper of the day, or because she really stink and don't really can dance worth nothing, but we ain't gonna really talk about that. Mama teach her sons, get all you can from who you can and build yourself up. Because that's perfect. Let's just say this. Everybody knows it takes a man to raise a man. But the game of how to deal with the opposite sex don't come from me. Mama teaches her boys of how to deal with women. As much as it is a prominent figure that a man be in a man's life, he can't teach a man about women. Yeah, I said it. Because honestly, mama teach her girls how to manipulate men.
Look, divorce me. That's all I'm going to say.
Just like she teaches her boys how to manipulate women. Now, what is the thing? You have a battleground. Mama has multiple personalities or multiple ways of seeing things. A woman is the only person on God's given planet that can do multiple things at one time. Men cannot physically do that. Men don't want to do that. So how do we get the strength or the atrocity or whatever you want to call it to be able to hang out? Got one woman over here, got a wife at home, got a woman over here, a woman across in another state. How are we able to do that? We had to get it from somebody. And it didn't come from daddy.
So they could multitask when it comes to females, but they can't multitask when it comes to daily life.
You know why? Do I gotta go
The
ahead?
time that you putting into entertaining all these females is the exact same time you can put into doing what you're supposed to do at home.
Because for several reasons. Number one, a man is only gonna go as far as the person that he's trying to trick, into doing what he wants them to.
Dumb.
That's all that needs to be said. Now, the one thing about me and your auntie that's different from every other couple in the world, she didn't come in with any expectations of me. I didn't come in with any expectations of her. We didn't come in saying, you got to make $100,000 a year.
That's funny.
I didn't come in saying, you got to work a whole lot of hours. I get to sit at home. My house better be clean, and you better be able to ride me all night long. No. Why? Because my pastor instilled the most important thing he could in me as far as being a husband. Don't require of her what you are not willing to do yourself. Which means, if she can go out there and work 20 hours and you got the day off, then it's your job to make sure everything in that house runs smoothly.
And that's the whole thing.
And when she get off, her bath water better be run. Her clothes better be folded. Although I did shrink a couple of my wife's uniforms.
Yes, Lord.
But I washed them and dried them. So, I got some brownie points for that. My granny was fed. The house was clean, even though it smelled like a combination of a whole lot of chemicals. Almost took me out, but it was done.
Us out.
Listen, the point that we're making here, you think you slick, but you're really not.
Come on.
Because my guy, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Just like Mama told you the game, I told you she gave it to the girls. The only difference is they're smarter than us. They can read us, and they know exactly what game we playing. Now, you can believe for all you want that she has no idea what you're doing. However,
Women's intuition.
only desperate women will put up with some bull jive.
Desperate and dumb.
Because honestly, let's just face it. If you're making $100,000 a year, then you don't see your partner as an equal. You see them as a trophy.
Oh, yeah. Because here's the thing. As 2 college graduates and one on the way.
And yeah, both is strongly disliked.
The thing with this is, it's about learning how to work together. We gotta stop with these. I'm sorry. I don't have one thing my husband and I say. I clean the house one way. He clean the house a totally different way from me.
Sure do.
I got certain stuff I can't stand.
Yep.
But I have learned not to complain. And here's why. What am I going to complain that is crap all over my counter for? But I got a hot meal ready for me every time I come through the door.
Baby, I cook for you.
Hot meal, hot food ready for me. You standing at the door with me when I'm coming through the door.
Butt naked.
Oh! We're going to censor that out.
Right. We ain't trying to get kicked off of none of these platforms, guys.
Guys,
But-
he done be butt naked.
But the point is, there are certain things I can overlook
Yeah.
because when it all boils down to it, my needs
Oh, yeah.
are met.
Yes, Lord.
The same way
Hallelujah.
when he let me stay at home and complete my education.
Yes, Lord.
And he came and he worked a full amount of hours.
Yeah.
But he came home
Yeah.
to a home cooked meal every single
Jesus.
day.
Yes, I did.
This house was spotless
SPO list.
every single day. You got enough to fight with when you going out here in the world. Why would I make our home your battleground?
That's the point I've been trying to make.
That's what I'm saying with these expectations. You have these expectations that create wars in your home. I'm like this. If I'm asleep, let me sleep.
See, I keep telling people that at the end of the day, there's an A and B clause.
Exactly. And these expectations that you have, you got to make sure that these expectations are attainable. I have never understood this. This woman that you call yourself loving carried your baby in her body for 9 months. And because her body went from a figure eight to a snowman, now you want to tell her she need to lose weight. She fat.
Okay, well, my babe, and to my fellas,
I'm sorry, I had your kids. You better love every stretch mark I got, dog.
Because you the reason why this happened.
let's just go ahead and put it out there. She don't say nothing when we out there drinking on them beers. She don't say nothing when you have one of them off nights that you really don't hit that spot.
Ooh, burn.
She don't say nothing when she asks you for certain sexual favors. Then you come with all kind of excuses, talk about you don't feel good. Nah, bruh. If she done had your kids and she done married you and she done come home, and every time you come home you got a cooked meal in a clean house, no, lick it, flip it, stick it, roll it. Hey, make sure do it like you would if you wasn't married to her. Make sure she feels like she is the greatest on earth. Make sure that she know that you the only one she thinking about. Now listen, I know y'all about to be mad at me, but for those of you that ain't really satisfying yours, I'm gonna help you out.
No.
Go to the store, get you some shrimp. Roughly 4 or 5 bags.
Or just go to the gas station and get that rhino pill from behind the counter.
Right. Or go get you $100 worth of shrimp.
Or how about this? How about you get your ego out the way and actually ask her what she needs?
Yeah. Ask her. No, don't tell her, because if you do it in a forcefully voice, it's gonna turn her off. See, you gotta understand, everything that you love and everything you need is inside her. Don't disrespect her, because she done, okay, so what? She done have 4 or 5 of your kids. I can't say that what I want to say, but bruh is yours. Which means you should be kissing the ground she walked on. You should be kissing her feet. She be licking her toes.
I'm done, man.
I'm not even playing. I promise you. When they get here, you won't have to worry about nothing. I will be getting up at 2 in the morning. And at 3. And if we have a set of twins, they getting up at the same time.
Amen.
Because I heard about that demonic situation that they like to pull. One wake up, and then when that one go back to sleep, the other one wake up. No,
you gotta
y'all
both
both
together. They gonna wake up together, go to bed together, do all that together. Because you not about to be asleep and he up, and then he sleep and you up now.
Yeah, exactly. We ain't doing it. So since we coming down to the final few moments, let's talk about a list of these expectations that's falsified that we need to get rid of. At the top of my list, I'm gonna put on there selfishness.
At the top of my list, I'm gonna put financial control.
Ooh,
At the top of mine.
nice.
At the top of my list, I'm gonna put I don't know like the actual word for it, but trying to belittle someone because you make more or you not fit or however you just belittling your spouse.
I like that. That's good. Number 2 for me, I think I'm going to have to put don't be a coward.
I'm gonna put listen, stop having sexual abuse in your marriage.
I'm gonna have to say togetherness.
Number 3, and you were actually right about that sexual abuse.
Yeah, because if I'm asleep, why the heck is you up here earthquaking me or telling me that I need to do better as far as giving you something? When I'm awake, I'm going to give it to you. It don't matter. Why do you pick the moment I'm asleep and dreaming of lollipops and fairy tales to sit up here and decide that this is the moment that you want it?
3, mental abuse.
Expectations. I can cheat, but you can't.
Ha.
Or I'm gonna have to say, I guess that ties into not being fair.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that goes is like you said, I could cheat but you can't cheat. You gotta cook and I sit on my ass. I mean, sorry.
Sharing.
Oh, here's my favorite. Let's get rid of what we call gender roles.
Hey.
I want to say communication.
All right. Let's see. Non-binary.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you. You guys, stay tuned because little does Mr. say, no, we just kicked into a part 2 of this episode.
Yes, and we kicking off with my favorite topic, unwanted attraction. See you in part 2. Holla
Peace.
if you hear me.
Hey.